Hello, class. In this series of videos, I will actually demonstrate to you how I would have made decision in the SESIM workspace during practice round one if I would have adopted a cost leadership strategy. If you look at the SESIM workspace, say for example, once you enter the SESIM workspace, this is how it looks to you. Okay, the very first thing is a tutorial, and I expect that you all will actually spend time understanding what is mentioned on this tutorial tab. So the tutorial talks us about reading the accompanying material, which is mostly the case and the decision making guide. Then the tutorial says that familiarize yourself with the market conditions. Okay, uh, market conditions. How do you familiarize yourself with market conditions? That is by reviewing the previous round's results and then reading the market outlook. Okay, you go to the results tab and then you review the previous round's results, and then you actually familiarize yourself in terms of what has happened last year and where are we with respect to the competitive environment last year. And then you actually go to market outlook and you study the market outlook in terms of what general economic and industry trends are actually happening in the current year. Okay, then you go to the decision checklist and you choose from whose area you wish to start in terms of making decision. This is true if you are a team, and as a team you have met and everyone has actually made decision. Then what you can do is you can select one of the decisions as actually the starting point and you can start making changes to that decisions as a group. Then step one is estimating the demand for the future or for the current markets. Okay, and then we will discuss in detail about this in the demand video. Okay, so the demand tab talks about you should choose which products and markets you are going to target, and you should estimate the size of each market and the market share of your product. So there are specifically two things we are doing on the demand tab. We are estimating the size of the market, and then we are estimating our market share in each market. Okay, so there are three geographic markets. We are estimating the size of each geographic market for the current year, and then we are estimating our share in each of those three geographic markets through the two products that we can sell. Then we move to the production tab and we make decisions around production scheduling, and we make decisions around environmentally conscious, responsible conduct in terms of operational efficiency improvement. Then we move to the HR tab where we make decisions about our R&D engineers, their salaries and stuff like that. Then we move to the R&D tab where we actually make R&D based decisions. Then comes the marketing tab, where we actually make specific decisions about each product line in each geography. What should be the number of features that we should install, at what price we should sell, and also in terms of the promotion money. We can also adjust our data collection procedures here, which again affects our ESG score. Remember, the decisions that we make on the human resources tab in terms of the training priorities and the company-wide labor policies, they also affect our social score. Okay. And the governance score. The labor policies affect our governance score, and the training priorities and other decisions like salaries and training budget, they affect our social score. After marketing, it's the logistics tab. This is where we set the delivery priorities for both of our production areas. And then we go to the tax tab where you determine the transfer price. And then we come to the financials tab, okay, where we decide on whether do we need to raise money, do we need to distribute money and stuff like that. After that, we need to review the pro formas, we need to review our budgets, we need to review our projections, and then once we are happy with what has happened, we copy the decisions as team's decision. Okay, uh, let me just tell you one small thing. Okay, if you have not read this tutorial, just please do it for a moment. It will just take you 10 minutes, but read it line by line. I can guarantee you that the decision is not as linear as it is being suggested in the tutorial, but the decision involves these 14 steps. You may have to redo some of these steps after you make change in one of those steps, but understanding what are these 14 steps is important in terms of decision making for SESM. Okay, I hope this was useful.